Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel for another episode of Flea Market Finds, and this is going to be stuff that I picked at the Brooklyn, Connecticut swap meet this year. Usually I go on Saturday and it's usually a pretty good show. This particular April it was completely rained out, and so I didn't end up going at all on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the second day of the show, which I usually don't go to, I did take a ride down because around mid-morning the rain stopped and I figured I'd check it out. See if any dealers that had not gone on Saturday decided to come in Sunday morning and set up. Got down there, not many dealers there at all, but I did run into a few guys that I know that had some stuff for me, and I picked up a couple little odds and ends here. So this is going to be a pretty short video. Let's dive right in. So did I mention this was going to be a short video? You betcha. Alright, so I ended up digging through a toolbox with a bunch of junk in it and spotted these wire tie pliers, and they got a nice chrome plate to them. They're kind of decent looking, and they're Milbar, M-I-L-B-A-R is the brand. So it says the Milbar wire twister, patent applied for. I got these for 10 bucks. So for those of you who don't know what these are for, sometimes you have fasteners that you want to have some kind of a safety feature to keep them from, in case they start loosening up so they can't come completely apart. So what you'll have is you'll have a hole through the nut and through the bolt that you actually put a steel wire through. You loop the wire through and then you twist the wire, kind of like a twist tie on a loaf of bread, and that's how you secure it. Well, these pliers are made for doing that job. So you basically put the wire through, and then you take the two parallel ends of the wire, and these actually lock closed, kind of like a almost like these can lock closed almost like a pair of vice grips, but there's a pin right here. So what you do is you open them up, you squeeze the two ends in the end here, right? Push this pin, now it's locked, and then you use, there's actually a worm drive in here, okay, so that you can actually get this to spin. So I can't really demonstrate it without it actually being on the wires, but if I back this out, you'll see that you get the idea that when this gets pulled, but I think you get the gist of it. So this will twist tie the wires for you, and then looks like there's a cutter right here. So I don't know what these trade for these days, but I figured I'd take a chance on them for 10 bucks. And I ran into another dealer that I know, and he didn't have too much for me, but I did dig through his box of junk wrenches that he usually has, and for $1 I got this big tailstock wrench. It's got some gray paint on it, might even be for a big South Bend, not sure, but for $1 take a chance on that. And then he had this nice Albrick chuck sitting there. It's an older one, but it's a genuine Albrick made in Germany, and it's a 0 to 3/8 inch chuck. The jaws are decent on it. It's got a straight shank on it, so you can just put it in a collet in your milling machine. Keyless chuck for 10 bucks. So can't beat that. And then a guy that I see at that show almost every year, usually set up outside, who often has some Machinist stuff. He was set up inside, and he did have a few items here. So I ended up putting together a deal on, first I bought these two indicators for 15 bucks. Here's a drop indicator. I need another drop indicator like I need a hole in the head, but it works perfectly fine. It's a Starrett. It's an early Starrett. It's marked Pratt & Whitney, so it's really hard to make out on the face, but it's actually, it's badged Pratt & Whitney aircraft, which I thought was kind of cool. But it's numbered 25-341, so that's the dead giveaway that this is a Starrett number 25 indicator that Pratt & Whitney had made for them, and so that's why it says Pratt & Whitney aircraft on it. So I'm basically into that for $7.50 and $7.50 for this old Best Test. It's a little beat up looking, but as is the case with most of these Best Tests that I come across, it's works perfectly. And these are Swiss made, so they're really good quality indicators. So I'll be able to give somebody a good deal on a cheap dial test indicator. I might even have an extra best test box I can put this in. And this was due for inspection back in 1985. This was due for inspection the year after I graduated high school. And then I spotted this one, which is a little bit nicer. It's got a case and it's just a little bit better condition, and it's got some little doohickeys in there. I got this one for 10 bucks, so that's also a good deal. And again, I've got plenty of these, but at those prices I couldn't turn it down. And then the last thing I bought from him was he had this brand new old stock 3/8 inch drive flex head Craftsman ratchet. I've got one like this now, but this one's got the offset handle. So I bought this just for myself. I got this for 15 bucks, and I like that it's the flex head with the bend handle. I like that it's the flex head with the offset handle, and the other thing that's neat about this one is I believe this is a fine tooth one. Yeah, you can see that that's... You don't have to move that very much at all for it to click. And then his buddy, who was set up right next to him, he had just this one Machinist item, which is this Mitutoyo Absolute digital caliper. And you know, the question on these is always, well, is it not working because it needs a new battery, or is it broken? So I usually never want to give too much for these. I got these for 10 bucks. They're actually pretty clean, not too bad. There's some kind of sticky stuff on the back. They were engraved. Well, I'm out of LR44 batteries, which is what this uses, but I did have an LR43, which is the same diameter and same voltage, but it's a little bit thinner. But it seems to be working just fine, so it looks like we've got a good working digital caliper here for 10 bucks. I think if memory serves me, the problem with using the thinner battery is that, yeah, see, when you bang it like that, it's gonna move the battery out of position and cause it to shut off. But for demonstration purposes, just to show whoever the buyer is that it's a good working caliper, this will be fine. So I guess that's going to be it. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Till next time, take care.